a witness against you, O Israel. For I am Elohim, your Elohim. I find no fault in your sacrifice or your offerings of bulls and goats. So now offer me instead your thanksgiving, and keep the vows that you've made with me. The vows that you've made with me. What to the wicked I will speak. How dare you declare my statutes and take my covenants upon your filthy lips, your filthy lips. The one who offers thanksgiving as his sacrifice will honor me, and the one that prepares his way aright, I'll show the salvation of Elohim. In the day of trouble, and I will deliver you. In the day of trouble, I will deliver you. In the day of trouble, I will deliver you. In the day of trouble, I will deliver you. I will deliver you. And I will deliver you.
Elohim spoke and made earth. His glory continues to go forth. Give not your mouth to the wickedness, lest Adonai turn his ear in your distress. Gather the saints in his fortress. Mighty one sound the trumpet. A fire shall devour before them among the cherubim and the seraphim. Perfection and beauty out of Mount Zion. Out of Zion, yeah.
Hear a sound. There's a sound calling unto me.
Well, hello, people. Hello, hello. I believe you can hear me. I believe you can see me. Okie dokie. All right. Monday night gathering, Chameleon Church. I know you all want Romans, but we're not going to hurt ourselves and do it before Rude Awakening comes out. They're telling me in October. So, did you see the announcement for Sukkot in October in southern Utah, where it'll be warmer in the desert? Well, we put it up there. It's on the Chameleon Church page on Facebook, and it's in where else? Band. So there you go. Yeah. What else is going on? It's Monday night. We're going to be doing Proverbs 23. We'll see how that goes, how that works out. And unless anybody has anything, anybody have anything? Anybody want to say anything? Anybody want to pray? Anybody want to do something? No? I'll pray. Father, bring power and authority to your word through the internet, through the Google, in Jesus' name. All right, I'm going to push some buttons here without hurting myself, if possible. Let me go over here and turn off this one. I never turn this one off. I always forget to do this. All right, I just did that. I'm going like this. And then I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to turn this on before Alyssa says turn it on. Ha-ha! Is that about right? Nope, I got to turn this off too. Boom. All right, there you go. Jane looks very busy. We don't want to disturb Jane. She looks very busy. How you doing, Jane? So I guess...
I was reading Natalie's post about the ceasefire.
Oh, yeah, something about Trump negotiated a ceasefire.
Correct.
Yeah. That's a good thing, I guess, right? Yeah. All right, so I see that Jason Walker is here. Jason, are you managing tonight, or am I managing it? Did you want to manage it tonight, Jason? Jason, did you see the announcement regarding the Tabernacles thing in October?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
But I've been tied up.
Okay, tied up. Oh.
Not literally.
Okay, because I was going to say this is a family show. I bring it up because there's an actual little thing in there on the announcement that you'll probably identify with.
Okay.
Did you want to go look at it, or do you want me to tell you?
You can tell me. That's fine.
Okay. The idea on Saturday is to have a group hike, and it's optional.
Awesome. I'll stay back at the camp and gather firewood.
Yeah, you can gather the firewood on the Sabbath. Hey, guess what?
It's Monday.
Oh, I still don't have a speaker or headphones, but I'm hoping I'm pushing the right one, right?
It's Monday.
Right? It says it's Monday. You can hear, right? Can all y'all hear that? Yeah. Okay. Good. And this was for Jason. It's a group hike, Jason, and it's optional. Is that a ticket? Is that a drum hit, right? Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the optionality on that.
I appreciate. Yeah. So are you running this thing tonight or not? Because I see that you only have your zesty Italian thingamajig on.
I'm trying to figure out why my camera's not coming on, but as soon as I get that done, I will be able to help out.
Whatever. Hey, I guess it's summertime and a bunch of y'all aren't here, so maybe you'll be catching it after the fact. Don't forget we do this on Tuesday mornings, even if it's summer. Doesn't matter if it's. Isn't there a song? Can rain? What? I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about the postman. Rain, sleet, or snow, or what is that? How's that go? Rain, sleet, or shine, or something like that. Regardless of the weather, unless I don't have electricity, we do this on Monday nights and Tuesday mornings. In case you didn't know. Yeah. So the hardcore addicts are here. The hardcore lizard people. And the rest of you are tourists. I'm just kidding. Hey, Kendall's here. Are we going to see his face tonight? He's showing up. He's coming up here quickly here on the Zoomer. Well, hello, Hawaii. Okay, so we should probably start because I'm sure have you eaten dinner? I haven't eaten dinner. Apparently my dinner's waiting for me. So, and I already prayed, So if you weren't here for the prayer, it's okay. You're still sanctified with the Chameleon Church airwaves. You'll be good. You'll be good to go. We are in Proverbs 23. Can somebody tell me why we're reading Proverbs 23 today? Wow. I am a horrible teacher. No one can tell me why we're in Proverbs 23.
They're just polite. They raise their hands.
They're polite and raise their hands. Oh, don't do that. This is.
June 23rd.
Oh, is somebody trying to talk?
It's the 23rd day.
That's right.
of-
That's right. All right, Hawaii got it. Woo! Or I should probably actually not mess around anymore. Okay. We are in Proverbs 23. I'll begin, and hopefully somebody will decide to pick it up so I don't have to do all the reading. Here we go. This is a good one. Check out let me read at least the first four because, yeah. When you sit down to eat with a ruler, observe carefully what is before you, and put a knife to your throat if you are given to appetite. Wah. That is hardcore right there. Do not desire his delicacies, for they are deceptive food. Do not toil to acquire wealth. That's a good one. Look at this. Be discerning enough to desist. Wow. That is completely contrary to the nature of man. When your eyes light on it, it is gone. For suddenly it sprouts wings, flying like an eagle toward heaven. Do not eat the bread of a man who is stingy, and do not desire his delicacies. So we're talking both a ruler and a stingy person. For he is like one who is inwardly calculating. Let's see, there's a little note here, English Standard Version. Or it says, for as he calculates in his soul, so is he. Eat and drink, he says to you, but his heart is not with you. You will vomit up the morsels that you have eaten and waste your pleasant words. Do not speak in the hearing of a fool, for he will despise the good sense of your words. Oh my gosh, the amount of faces that came rushing to my mind. A lot of them family members. Sad. Do not move an ancient landmark. That's huge. That is huge. Or enter the fields of the fatherless. Oh my gosh. These are dangerous things to do because God keeps a record of that stuff. Well, right here. For the Redeemer is strong. He will plead their cause against you. And that cause can be pleaded by him against you in various ways. Usually they manifest in the physical realm, and most people don't even know that they're getting spanked by God because, one, they wouldn't do that if they were spiritually minded. Well, they shouldn't be doing that if they're spiritually minded. So they're not even aware that God is doing this to them or things are happening to them in the physical realm, in the earth realm, and it's really God coming against them. And that can happen to us. That can happen to Christians. Oh, yeah. That's why we have to be constantly aware, situational awareness, discernment, because we need to know, we want to know if God's coming against us, because we don't want to keep butting our heads up against something God's saying no to. We want to yield. And hopefully you're not doing anything stupid or something evil for him to be doing that to you. Apply your heart to instruction, here we go, and your ear to words of knowledge. That's how you avoid what we just read. Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you strike him with a rod, he will not die. If you strike him with the rod, you will save his soul from Sheol. I remember reading that as a youth. And yeah. All right, who wants to read from here, 15?
Yeah, I can read.
Awesome. I know you can read, but will you read this?
Sure, why not?
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
My son, if your heart is wise, then my own heart too is glad. My inmost being rejoices when your lips say what is right. Don't envy sinners, but follow the example of those who always fear God. For then you will have a future. What you hope for will not be cut off. You, my son, listen, be wise. Set your mind on the right way. Don't be one of those who guzzle wine or of those who eat meat to excess. For both drunkard and glutton will become poor. Drowsiness will clothe them with rags. Listen to your father who gave you life, and don't despise your mother when she gets old. Buy the truth, don't sell it. Also, wisdom, discipline, and discernment.
Wow.
Wow.
Truth, wisdom, instruction, and understanding. Yeah.
A righteous person's father will be filled with joy. Yes, he whose son is wise will rejoice in him. So let your father and mother be glad. Let her who gave you birth rejoice. My son, give me your heart. Let your eyes observe my ways. A prostitute is a deep ditch, and a forbidden woman like a narrow well. She lies in wait to snatch her prey and adds to the number of faithless men. Who has misery? Who has regret? Who fights and complains all the time? Who gets bruised for no good reason? Who has bloodshot eyes? Those who spend their time over wine, those always trying to outmix drinks, always trying to outmix drinks. Don't gaze at the red wine as it gives its color to the cup. It may glide down smoothly now, but in the end, it bites like a serpent. Yes, it strikes like a poisonous snake. Your eyes will see peculiar things. Your mind will utter nonsense. You will feel as if lying on the waves of the sea or sprawled on top of the mast. They hit me, but I didn't feel it. They beat me up, and I didn't even know it. When will I wake up? I'll go get another drink.
Wow. Man. That's rough. Man. You guys want to talk about that or keep going and read another one? Wow, the other one's big. The other one's a little long. Whatever you guys want to do.
Well, that last whole section I read, I mean, I'm sure we all know someone.
Yeah, sadly.
And it's the whole doing the same thing, expecting a different result. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, and that would be considered foolishness.
Yeah, and it reminds me back in verse 9. Don't speak in the ears of a fool.
Yeah.
I despise the comments, and it's the whole casting your pearls before swine thing.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else? Is that a baby Ronin I see? He's the happiest baby on earth. On earth. And the wettest. And the leakiest one. Anybody else? There's Atah. Anybody else have anything?
I just think this particular proverb has an interesting character to it about what it's discouraging people to do in terms of their conduct and how they approach, the what's it say in that first verse? Sorry. It says, when you sit down to eat with a ruler, observe carefully what is before you, and put a knife to your throat if you are given to appetite.
Yeah, serious stuff.
Yeah. Do not desire his delicacies, for they are deceptive food. I mean, it's just interesting. I don't know. It's the interplay with, I understand that we should be walking in the authority which he has placed on us, but our relationship directly with worldly authority is something to be approached with great caution and care, because it's deceptive. It is deadly. These are things which, that place of honor is a siren's call. It can be a siren's call and pull people to ruin, or definitely pull them off track and off their focus
Yeah.
of the Most High.
I'm liking this new camera angle of yours.
Sorry, my webcam is not functioning for some reason, so this is my phone camera.
It actually looks better, I think.
Thanks.
All right, what do we got? Are we going to keep reading, or you guys have more input on this one? Don't make me push the Jeopardy theme.
Nobody's making you do anything, Alan.
Oh,
You're
no, that's
choosing
not
to
true.
do that.
That's not true. Forcing my hand.
What happened to my video?
I don't know.
Well, Jason, you want to start reading on 24, so we don't just sit here looking at each other.
No, I prefer the awkwardness. Jane has something to say
Oh.
while I try to get to the next one.
The verse 17, don't envy sinners, but follow the example of those who always fear God, for then you will have a future. Well, for me, that was like I lived in a town basically growing up full of gangsters and criminals, and you couldn't find Dillinger in a phone booth where I grew up. And everybody thought, oh, they were the cool people, and they were just doing all sorts of wrong stuff. And it's like, as I followed God because of my mom and because I became saved, whatever. And then I watched as all these people like fell around me. They ended up in jail. They ended up dead. They ended up wherever. And it was just a real good example of, how to live and how not to live, right? In the place where I was. And I think that sometimes people think that when they're not looking as closely as maybe I was, that, oh, those are the cool people and, you should follow them. And it was like, no, don't follow them or you're going to be dead on the sidewalk somewhere. I think that's rather just pointing it to me.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Hank. I got our camera off. We're all eating dinner still, unless you want to see us eating curry and cookies.
No, I don't think so.
Well,
Okay.
I think it's the prepping the meal that we like to see, right, Alan?
You want to see us see cooking?
Yeah.
We want to see your technique.
Yeah. Well, it was a hot, spicy curry and a wok. We're still tearing up from it. Jane, I'm glad you brought up 17. That was one that stuck out to me as well because I've been reading through Deuteronomy in the morning and noting how much it keeps coming up with the fear of the Lord. And I looked up in Hebrew, it's Yirah Yehovah. And in 4:10, Deuteronomy 4:10, it says, "Assemble the people to me in Horeb, that they may hear my words, and may learn to fear me all the days that they live on the earth, and that they may teach their children." That fear of the Lord shows up in Proverbs just nonstop, in Psalms and in Chronicles and in Samuel and in Deuteronomy. It's all over the place, the fear of the Lord. And it's contrasted. Again, there's two fears. There's the fear of the Lord that we're supposed to have, which is a reverence to his might and awesome power. Then there's a fear of the Lord that goes before, and it's a different Hebrew word I can't even pronounce, that goes before to defeat the enemies. And that fear of the Lord is just so strongly impressed to me how many times he wants us to have that fear, not to be afraid of him, but that reverent awe of like his mighty power. So again, it's here it is again. So there's a future, and your hope will not be cut off.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay, well, let's I don't know if we stop right now, it'd be like the shortest one ever. So let's continue with 24. Cool? All right, I'll begin. Be not envious of evil men, nor desire to be with them. For their hearts devise violence, and their lips talk of trouble. By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. Wow. Two different things there. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Wisdom builds a house, understanding establishes it. A wise man is full of strength, and a man of knowledge enhances his might. For by wise guidance you can wage your war, and in abundance of counselors there is victory. Wisdom is too high for, let me look at that one again. A wise man is full of strength, and a man of knowledge enhances his might. For by wise guidance you can wage your war, and in abundance of counselors there is victory. Wisdom is too high for a fool, right? And in the gate he does not open his mouth. Whoever plans to do evil will be called a schemer. The devising of folly is sin, and the scoffer is an abomination to mankind. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Wow. Rescue those who are being taken away to death. Hold back those who are stumbling to the slaughter. That's a great thing to do as believers when it comes to the world around us. If you say, behold, we did not know this, does not he who weighs the heart perceive it? Does not he who keeps watch over your soul know it? And will he not repay man according to his work? See, that's terrifying. I remember we know some people that halfway keep Torah, right? I mean, it's really kind of it's kind of goofy, and they don't eat clean. And whenever it would come up, whether they're not eating clean or not, or if we would ask why, they would always have the same answer. Well, the Lord hasn't revealed that to us yet. And I just wanted to sit there and go, I just revealed it to you. I just did. It's like that guy when you're trying to evangelize somebody and they start bringing up excuses like, well, what about the thief on the cross? He didn't have to do anything and he made it. It's like, well, you're not a thief on the cross. That was a one-time deal and it wasn't you, so it doesn't apply to you. And then they bring up something like, well, what about the pygmies, the indigenous people groups that are lost and have had no contact with modern man? They've never heard the gospel. What about them? It's like, well, you're not one of them. You have heard the gospel. I'm telling you the gospel right now. You're not a pygmy from who knows where that's never heard the gospel. You're in like whatever. You're in the United States of America in a major city, and I just told you about Jesus. So that doesn't apply to you. That's what I think about when I read this. We did not know this. Does not he who weighs the heart perceive it? Does he not who keeps watch over your soul know it? And will he not repay man according to his work? Absolutely. Every person that has ever heard the gospel and rejected it will be judged for that. They might not agree or think that's going to happen, but it will. My son, eat honey, for it is good, and the drippings of the honeycomb are sweet to your taste. Know that wisdom is such to your soul. If you find it, see, you have to find wisdom. It's not just going to happen. You have to go find it. There will be a future. And your hope will not be cut off. That's so encouraging. Lie not in wait as a wicked man against the dwelling of the righteous. Do no violence to his home. For the righteous falls 7 times and rises again, but the wicked stumble in times of calamity. Wow. Who's got verse 17? This is a good one right here. Who wants to start from here?
Do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and let not your heart be glad when he stumbles.
Yep.
Lest the Lord see it and be displeased, and turn away his anger from him. Fret not yourself because of evildoers, and be not envious of the wicked. For the evil man has no future. The lamp of the wicked will be put out.
Hey, hold on one second, Jason.
Sure.
So don't rejoice when an enemy falls, and let not your heart be glad when he stumbles. Lest the Lord see it and be displeased and turn away his anger from him. So there's a part of God being angry towards this person, the man that falls and stumbles. Yeah, you don't want to be on God's bad side. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No. My son, my son, fear the Lord and the king, and do not join with those who do otherwise.
Ooh, yeah, that's half the country right now.
For disaster will arise suddenly from them, and who knows the ruin that will come from them both.
Now, of course, there's a Muppet out there saying, well, Trump's not a king. And the whole weekend king thing. Yeah, I know, but it's still talking about a ruler and a leader. So they'll miss that. Okay, go ahead.
All right. These are also sayings of the wise. Partiality in judging is not good. Whoever says to the wicked, you are in the right, will be cursed by the peoples, abhorred by nations. But those who rebuke the wicked will have delight, and a good blessing will come upon them. Whoever gives an honest answer kisses the lips. Prepare your work outside, get everything ready for yourself in the field, and after that build your house. Be not a witness against your neighbor without cause, and do not deceive with your lips. Do not say, I will do to him as he has done to me. I will pay the man back for what he has done. I passed by the field of a sluggard, by the vineyard of a man lacking sense, and behold, it was all overgrown with thorns. The ground was covered with nettles, and its stone wall was broken down. Then I saw and considered it, looked and received instruction. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an armed man.
Then I saw and considered it. I looked and received instruction.
So that's almost like he's receiving revelation of wisdom by looking upon the world and its folly.
What a concept.
Yeah.
Anything jump out for anyone? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Bueller?
You really need to get that sound effect.
I know. I should be able to find that. Where's Doug? Doug's the one that always sends me the sound effects. I'll say, "Oh, I need that," and I'll like have it before the end of the show.
Well, I definitely think there are echoes of a lot of themes that we've covered already, or that are covered in Scripture. You know, with the repetition about wisdom and just how we approach things. That if we are sluggards and just kind of let things go, how quickly those things do break down. How quickly what we have worked on and worked towards will be eaten away and overgrown and be worthless at that point. No protection, all that, and it goes away. But how many extending to the spiritual sense, how many think they've got it sealed up and just never get past the point they started at?
I think it's also vigilance.
Right.
Yeah, we've read through just 24 of these proverbs, or as I say sometimes, proverbs, because they're all about what to do and how to be. But one of the things is vigilance, because he reiterates over and over again how to be and what happens if you're not doing the how to be. So perhaps we should continue in the how to be category of the kingdom, and not slide into the nettles.
I think a lot of people don't often regard revelation and the things that the Lord does as wisdom. And so, like, say, for instance, you go to the conference and you have some kind of breakthrough or whatever, you know, you have to work and continue to pursue that and seal it and be vigilant about the wisdom that God gives you, or it does dissipate. You take your eyes off it and you become a sluggard and you fold your hands and it just fades away. I read, there's that old story about the church that would regularly have old time revivals. And every time they did, there's a guy that would run to the front and say, Jesus, fill me, Jesus, fill me. And about the 100th time this guy's done this, an old lady shouts out, don't do it, Lord, he leaks. And it's kind of like the same thing, you know, like when Yeshua was talking about wineskins. If you don't pursue that wisdom, if you don't make a new wineskin and you try to take that wisdom on, it's going to all leak out. If you're not vigilant and you're not watching it and you're not sealing it and you're not treasuring it. And I think everybody loves to have that experience of having revelation, of having wisdom. But, you know, do we treasure it? Do we fight for it? Do we treat it as treasure?
Yeah.
Or do we just want the experience?
So if we don't take care or be vigilant regarding the container, right? Our body, our minds, our spirits will leak.
Yeah. And I mean, even like, unfortunately, Solomon had a negative example. You know, he's the wisest guy who ever lived, and he falls into idolatry and all these women and stuff. You know, we like to think that he got it sorted out before he died, but we don't really know, do we? And I think there's a tale there that, you know, you can have wisdom, you can pursue wisdom, but you also need to retain wisdom and that fear of the Lord that is the beginning of that wisdom. Or you know, you end up being a fool and you end up wasting it.
Well, to the point of Solomon, it didn't go well for his son, did it? I mean, really, he didn't pull it together in order to bring everything back in and have a good ending. You know, it ended up, you know, being something that needed to happen. We can thank that split and the Lord's graciousness for what he did in lieu of Israel. But yeah, the wisest man in the world didn't have enough to shore it up and keep it together to the end, to his end.
And that subject of Israel is a hot topic these days.
Really? Should I be watching the news? I'm not sure.
You can watch social media.
Yeah, that's all I need. I get all my news off Facebook.
Well,
Well, and I don't know if it's been just talked about so often, but as soon as it was brought up in verse 20, the lamp of the wrongdoers is put out, it brought to mind the 10 virgins, and I know there's probably several that would argue, oh, well, but the other 5, they weren't evil, but they never made it in, and Jesus said, or the bridegroom, I guess in that instance, said to them, I never knew you. And if you put that next to all the other times that that's said, it would eventually equate to being evil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, evil, I mean, disbelief, fear, doubt, that stuff is considered evil. Depends where you're reading. It does use that word to describe those people. Well, the guy that hid the talent and hid the mina was called evil.
A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands.
Yeah, it's a different.
Oh, go ahead.
Was I frozen?
Yes, you were.
Well, that's not good.
I think when he talks about the folding of the hands and a little slumber, I think it's all too easy to just continue in that. An object in motion stays in motion, but an object that stops kind of stays stopped. And so if we're not constantly vigilant and constantly looking to the wisdom of God for, everything in prayer and worship in our life, then it just gets easy to stop. And I think that's not what we're to do. And I think that when we're at Shavuot and we go out on treasure hunt and we practice the discipleship that we're taught, then we get better and better and better, and it becomes more natural to do those things as we're out amongst the world.
Yeah, and even at the end of chapter 24, where it's talking about in the field of the lazy, the vineyard of the man, and my version it says the man lacking heart, saying how it was overgrown with thorns and nettles. I'm starting to work over my garden right now, and it's so easy for all the plants you don't want to be the ones that pop up when you've left it kind of fallow, right? And yeah, sometimes that can be good and you want it to sit, you want all the good things in the dirt, but man, if you want that to bring up the fruit that you actually need to eat, that you want, to have an abundance of, then you have to get all that out of there. And it just means extra work of tearing all that out. It's never plants that are like, oh yeah, this is so great. Those pop up only because they've already been planted, 4 years ago, and they're just reoccurring. These are all the ones that are popping up are all the thorns and nettles and all the unsavory ones, the ones that take extra work to get out of there.
So if we jump to Yeshua, he has several parables about weeds, and not weed, not 420, but weeds. And parable of the weeds. He says that.
I was late.
That was really late. I was waiting. Yeah. The field is the world, and the good seed stands for the people of the kingdom. The weeds are the people of the evil one, and the enemy who sows them is the devil. Interesting.
I think there's definitely elements in this that carry through that, right? So the weeds are sown among the wheat, and we need to be prepared that that's going to happen around us, and be able to recognize that we've got to be careful. We have to be extra diligent, and to not let our territory be taken over by these things.
Yeah, let our walls come down. That's the other part. Stone wall is broken down, so everything can come in, and the weeds are growing up. And again, it's like, it's vigilance, it's diligence, it's perseverance, it's the daily walk, as Jane was saying, to staying the course.
Pride of ownership.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you're talking, walking your territory and assessing your territory. Are the posts in the back 40, do they need repair? Do they need replacing? Is the fence down? What's down that's going to allow an enemy or something unclean? Yeah. they just don't talk about that stuff. They don't teach that stuff. They don't prepare people on how to walk like that, to walk out their faith like that. I don't know why. I mean, I'm talking about the majority. I don't know why. And we've all, regardless, all of us have been in a situation like that where they were negligent. And we don't want to be negligent. Proverbs is huge about that kind of stuff. You know, I mean, wisdom, the house is built, understanding, it's established. You know, again, it's, if only there was a manual. You know, there's a, you know, Proverbs talks about this stuff, how we're supposed to be. You know,
As in verse 30, 24:30, it says, "I passed by the field of the lazy one or an idle one," as my footnote would say, "and by the vineyard of a person," and this is the New American Standard, says, "person lacking sense." But the Hebrew word lev is heart. It's when you're lacking heart, when you've lost heart because of oppression of life,
yeah.
trials. It says, "A righteous person stumbles 7 times and rises again." You're going to lose heart when you're stumbling, or people around you are being taken out and people attacking you.
Yeah.
It's losing heart, and then you just give up. And it's that perseverance and that vigilance to keep your heart connected, you know, to the Father.
Yeah. And then there's that other passage that says, after doing everything you possibly can, stand.
Stand. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Anybody else? Good stuff. Just reasoning. We're reasoning the Word of God together. It's good stuff. All right. Well, 8:45 a.m. Central. Every Tuesday morning, we have the Chameleon Church Show. Definitely check out the announcement for Sukkot here in southern Utah. Check out the KOA we're looking at doing this at. It's pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. And it'll be good just to hang out and just it'll be rad. It'll be rad. Yeah, so come and join us. I know Christina and I and Safrain's family are going. That I do know. So yeah, check that out. We posted that up before the show, before this broadcast. It's not a show. It's like a Bible study. It's weird. People say show. No, Tuesday morning's a show, but then it's actually not. But we do call it a show. Yeah. All right. So tomorrow morning, 8:45 a.m. Central. We'll see you there. Continue to pray for what's going on out there.
Hey, Alan, before we go,
Yeah.
As Kevin pointed, you mentioned Kevin's statement in the on the YouTube chat. If only there is a manual. So, what if we needed some resources to really dig into the Bible and understand how we should conduct ourselves and really walk this thing out? Do you have anything that you'd recommend?
Me? Get a drink.
Everybody looked thirsty. I just thought it'd help.
Yeah. I don't know. Let me look around here. Let me see if I got anything on my desk that's just kind of laying around, just collecting dust and stuff. Hey!
Yay! Moonshine in a mason jar.
That's a double fister there.
Wait, is it 2 drinks if he actually has the book in front of him and waves them around?
I don't know. I don't think we should be causing people to indulge to the level of drunkenness that might be required to
read that stuff and comprehend it. Oh my gosh.
No, not to read and comprehend it, but to just withstand the ruthless self-promotion. I think, wasn't that the term?
That's the term. I was called a ruthless self-promoter, and I'm like, well, it's not like anyone's. Did you knock at my door? No, I had to come knocking on yours.
It's a term of love. It's endearment, really.
Yeah, not by the people that said it. No. I know who. Do you know who it was? Don't you? I think I told you.
Yeah.
They don't exist anymore as a festival. Go figure. All right, back on track. Safrain's talking to somebody. Is it an angel? Is there an angel in the room?
Yeah.
An angel named Julian
Ah.
who just walked in from work.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Working class stiff. Okay.
Hey, Jen, say hey to Frankie for us. We didn't see him tonight.
Yeah, where's your brother? AWOL. He didn't ask
Wait, what?
permission. He didn't ask permission not to be here.
I don't know. He's not even returning our calls or our texts.
Whoa. Wow. He's not returning your calls or your texts? Oh, man. Did Frankie go to Hollywood? Oh,
Maybe.
God, I can't
I'm just worried he tried to go on a hike with those fish slippers on.
That too. Okay, this is going to go down real fast if I don't pull the plug right now. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging, all of y'all. Monday
Go
night
register
gathering.
for Sukkot.
Yeah. Talk to Safrain. It's all about it. It's her. This is her deal.
I worked so hard on it. Go do it. And I designed all the flyers.
All right. Cool. Well, we'll see you guys in the morning. Be good. Have a good evening. Have a great night. Wherever you're at. Ciao, John. Good night, John boy. Remember that?
Baruch Atah breeze within you, and you hold my hand.
The views and opinions expressed during our broadcasts are solely those of the broadcast producers, hosts, and/or guests, etc., and are not necessarily the views or opinions of the Travelog Network, its sponsors, or affiliates.